I should have known something was up when I made an offer about 1/3 of what the original asking price of this piece was on Facebook. And the guy responded, "It's yours." I knew that there was a problem, but not the problem that was described. It was described as having one problem. And, well, that's not the problem. It's got a much more serious problem than that. Let's take a look at what I just got burned with. Check out this beast. This is a DHR1000. It's a Sony mini DV and full-size DV deck. Apparently, it does not load mini DV tapes. It just kicks them out. That's what I'm told. That's what the ad said when I bought it. And I bought this. This is mine. I just threw an offer in that was considerably less than it was being asked for. And the reply came back and said, "It's yours." So did I get burned? Or did I do okay? I guess we'll find out when I get into this unit. The fellow also had a DV cam deck that he said, "Oh, I've got one here. This one's fully functional." So I don't really need one. I just kind of want one as something to tinker with. So tinker we will. This is the mechanism on this one. Nice big heavy metal cover. I got a power cord for it here somewhere, I think. So I'm going to power this unit up and see what, if anything, it's doing. It should accept both mini and, I mean, I don't have any full-size cassettes. All I have is mini DV tape, so I'll dig up a mini DV tape and we'll watch what it does. I'll turn it on, and if I hit the eject button, oh, a door flips down on the front. Look at that, ain't that cool? Woohoo! Okay, mini DV tape goes into a slot here, and it loads. And it ejects, just like he said it did. But it did go through the loading cycle. So, maybe a switch, it's not being activated? That's what I'm thinking. It's got to be a switch. Oh, this time it stayed in. I think it's a bad switch. A detection switch that detects whether it's a mini cassette or whether it's a full-size cassette. This time it loaded. Let's hook it up to the TV and see if I get a picture. I'm getting excited. I may have scored the deal of a century on this thing. I'm not even going to tell you guys what I paid for it. I'm going to let you guys guess. It wasn't free, I'll tell you that much. But that's the only thing that could have been better, is if it was free. It wasn't, but it was close enough to being free. I'll let you guys figure it out. Okay, let's push play. Uh-oh. Where's the play button? What? No play button? Oh, wait a minute. There's a control panel on this that pops out. Woohoo! Look at that. Wow! Isn't that cool? Kind of reminds me of the EVS7000. Where's play? Oh, here it is. Uh-oh. Well, that don't look very good. It's got no picture. I knew it was too good to be true. Maybe there's nothing on this tape. I'm pretty sure there is, though. I'm pretty sure there's something on this tape. But it's got no picture. It's just a black screen. It's reading. It's reading the tape counter is moving. Is there sound? I don't hear any sound either. I'll try a different tape. Okay, I'll play this one back. Yeah, there's no picture on this one either. So this unit has a video problem. Big time. It's just got a blank screen here. Rewind. Back to play. I don't know what's going on as far as what the SD card's doing, if it's doing anything.
Sound.
Double recording, I don't know. Like, what is the purpose of the SD card on this camera? Unless it records. See, there's no picture. There's the SD card when you're recording HD onto the P2 card. I don't know. Oh, so no, this. Okay, so we got to zoom in, make sure the zoom works. So there's no picture. This is all it's doing. It's just a blank screen, a bit of a flashing here and there. So we got our work cut out for us on this one. So I didn't score as great as I thought I would. You know, if it worked perfect, then it would have been a great score. But I think we'll work on getting this one fixed. What do you think? So first things first, I want to see whether this has any video coming out, the DV out. So I'm going to go grab my other deck, which has got a DV in, and we'll see whether I can play back through the FireWire. That will kind of give me an idea, is it a problem on the analog circuits, which I think it probably is a problem in the analog circuit. So let me go grab some equipment and we'll plug a FireWire in here. Okay, I've got the FireWire, or as Sony calls it, iLink, set to input. And as you can see, it has a picture. Therefore, we know the deck works, we know the digital circuits work, we have an analog problem. So that's good to know. That gives me a starting place. We have an analog video problem on this one. Now, of course, what this means is that even if I wasn't going to be, like, I don't even have to fix the analog circuits unless I want to look at it on an analog monitor, because a deck like this is typically something I would use for digitizing or for dumping people's tapes to the computer. Therefore, it would only be connected by the FireWire. I would never even need to connect it to a monitor. I wouldn't be using the analog outputs for capture. I'd be capturing over FireWire. The FireWire works. So I don't even need to fix it. I just want to. I just want it to work properly. But at least we know that the transport works, which is the most important thing. Because it'll do both the large and the small tapes. Now I see, now I gotta find a large tape so I can play around with recording on DV, even though it's not high definition. I gotta find a large tape just for something to play with. But let's dig into this electronics on this and see if I can figure out why the analog output's not working. Here's the remote control. It's got 6 different command modes. There's a switch on the front here. You can switch your command mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, depending on what way the switch is set. So that's 1, 2, and 3. So typically with Sony VCRs, 1 was beta, 2 was 8mm, 3 was VHS. So we'll make this one 4. So I'll flip that up to there and flip it to there. That's the DV command. And I do the same on here. I flip that to that side and I put that one to 4. Because it can do all the Sony ones. So does this button now work? Let's see if it goes into play. I'm going to press play. It doesn't go into play. Oh! Oh, you know what it is? I misread this. Duh! I just assumed that, 1, 2, and 3 was in one position, 4, 5, and 6 is in the other. That's actually that position. So there's 4, 5, and 6. I'll put it on 6. And this one's also on 6. Now it does work. And I got a blank screen. So the remote works. That way I can close this. I don't have to worry about tripping over this. And we can start to get into the video circuits on this thing. Don't even know where they are. The remote says Matrix on it, so it probably came from Matrix video systems. They used to sell and rent these things out. In fact, one of the cameras I bought way back came from Matrix. They were a professional Sony professional dealership. I believe the analog board is probably down there. I think this is all digital, so the analog board is going to be the one in the back there, I think. I think I also will confirm is whether it can pass a tuner signal through. So let me just select one of my in-house channels here. That works. So we know that the RF input works, both video and sound. You heard the sound. But the video works on that, so it's definitely something in the tape demodulation side of things. So I guess the first thing to do will be to remove this board so I can see what's going on underneath it. Before I do that, I'm going to eject the tape and shut it off. Ah, fuck! Oh, this crap! Now I have a different symptom. I flipped the board up. Now I got just a bunch of green lines. In fact, every time I start and stop it, it has a different image. See? First things first, I'm going to reseat connectors. So we'll just remove the tape, power it down, and I'm going to undo and reseat some connectors. Got to start somewhere. Maybe even look on this board here. This is the digital board. I think this is probably where the digital analog conversion takes place, is on this board here. I'm not 100% sure, but got to start somewhere. So I'm going to first disconnect this board, undo these ribbon connectors, and we'll take a look at this board. And I'll be the first to tell you right up front, I know absolutely nothing about digital video equipment. I never really took any training on this stuff, because I had my foot out the door when this stuff was starting to get popular. That's when I was getting my foot out the door. I never really had a desire to deal with this stuff, so I abandoned the industry around the time that this equipment was becoming popular. These decks here never were really that popular because, again, it was more of a high-end unit than not so much consumer-end stuff, so I didn't get to deal with any of this gear other than some cameras. But I didn't deal with any of this high-end editing decks. So if I say something wrong and I'm talking like I don't know what I'm talking about, well, it's because I don't know what I'm talking about. I am completely wrong. And I'm the first to admit it. I got another connector here, and there's another one of these troublesome, ugly capacitors in this box here. And just for some reason, I keep focusing on this head. I think it's a preamp, or is it the D to A board? I don't even know. Could be anything. But all I know is I want to take it apart and take a look at it and see how badly I got burned on this one. And burned I got. I was expecting, when I bought it, I was expecting it to be, because the guy said to me, it works fine with full-size tapes. He didn't say I couldn't test it. He just said it works fine with full-size tapes. It just kicks out mini tapes. It won't load them. You load them and they eject. That's the pretenses I bought it under, was that it didn't have a video problem, that it was just strictly a mechanical problem. That's what I bought it under, that. And so I got lied to. I got lied to. Somebody actually lied to me on Facebook. Can you believe it? Crap. Yeah, that's right. The phone agrees with me. I'm going to check some ESR on some of these caps that are on this board. These small ones. Just see whether there's not that many on here, but the fact that it's just kind of giving an oddball signal, it almost like it's like maybe one of the chips isn't working properly, maybe a bad voltage. Of course, I can't reach in here. I'll have to get some sharper probes to measure down on some of these ones. They're in pretty darn close to other parts. How about this big bad boy over here? Can I get into this one? Measure this one. 1.6 for 100 microfarad. Yeah, that's okay. 100 microfarad. That one's fine. I mean, this would have been made after the cap issue, so I don't know it's going to be caps that's causing this problem. So I got a couple of hypodermic needles on the end of these probes, and we can just probe this board a bit and see if any of these caps are measuring high. I don't expect that there will be any, because I think that there's not an issue with them. But we'll check them since we got it apart. Now I can actually get in here and yeah, 0.2. Right, I think these are all going to be fine. Yeah, they're okay. There's not that many on here. There's only like 4 of them. And that one's measuring the highest of them all, and it's still not bad. So I don't think the problem's on this board. What I should have said was, I don't know that it's on this board. I don't think that's a cap on that board. Just check this other one here. I think I already measured this one, didn't I? Did I not measure this? 100 microfarad. Meter shut off. Wonderful. Yeah, this one's fine. I guess what I was trying to say is I don't know where the problem might be on this one. It might be a connector that's not seated properly. It could be a digital circuit that's gone bad somewhere, or it could be any number of things. I don't have any service data on this. I don't have a manual for it or anything yet. I'm going to re-plug everything and see if I've got any change in the way it operates. Make sure it's not just some connector that's come loose. It's always the possibility, right, that some connector wasn't seated properly, was causing weird things to happen. Because we all know how often that happens on electronics, right? Like at all the camcorders where you just reseat the edge connectors and the problem that they have goes away. So first things first, we'll try reseating this connectors on this board and try it again and see if there's any difference in how it operates, and then dig a little deeper. I don't know I'm going to spend a lot of time on this unit, only because as long as this thing plays through the firewire, then really that's all I really care about. If I can use this as a machine to capture from, firewire out into either my DVD recorder because it's got firewire in, or onto my computer, I can copy tapes as long as I can get a DV output off of it, that's really all I care about. I don't care about being able to play analog tapes on it. Or I shouldn't say analog tapes, it's not an analog machine. I don't care that if it's able to play through the analog outputs on it, because they're never going to get used. That's if you want to connect it to a TV or a monitor. And I wouldn't need to do that. All I need to do is to be able to see it on my computer screen for capturing. That's what's important. So if the DV output works, then this deck is a good deck for what I picked it up for, and that was for capturing tapes. Because I can try it again. Oops. That's a problem when you don't push the tapes in straight. You can have problems. You gotta push these tapes in straight. Watch, the door will close on its own. Cool, huh? Will or won't I get a picture? I'm going to say no. And I don't have a picture, as usual. I didn't think I would. If I bang it, do I get anything happening? If I drop it, is it something loose? Well, other than the fact that I caused the front tray to pop out. But no, there's nothing. How about if I go to search? Nothing there. Reverse, nothing. Just that blank screen with a bunch of lines in it. I do have sound though, I think. And you know what that is, right? That's macrovision. It's turning the macrovision on. Watch the white pulses. They will fade out and then come back. See? That's turning on macrovision. So did I get burned on this unit? Maybe I did, you know? But I look at it this way. I don't shoot anything on DV. The only thing I use DV equipment for now is transferring tapes. I've got that GVHD700, which is a great machine. It's HDV and DV. I don't like using it for other people's tapes because it's a real pain in the ass when the heads clog on it to try to clean it. And a lot of Canon cameras had a tendency to have a pinch roller that would chew the tape, and you put a tape in and all of a sudden the heads are clogged. And on that machine, it's a real pain in the ass to clean it. At least on this one, you can take the top off it and get the old fingernail in there and scrape it. And it has the larger cassette. So really all I care about is, can I use this to archive onto either USB media or onto DVD media? Yes, I can. Firewire out, FireWire in on my DVD deck. Play. There it is. So do I need the analog outputs on this thing? Am I going to miss the S-video out? Am I going to miss the composite output? I'm going to say no. I'm not going to miss them, because it's outputs that I would never be using anyway. I think that's some glitches on the tape. But this is a copy that's got some damage to it. But it seems to be playing this tape just fine, other than doing that. Again, I think that there's some glitches on this tape. It's not a new tape. I'm going to try a different tape in it, but if it plays the tape okay going into the DVD recorder, then I would say that I probably didn't get burned that bad. But if it does that all the time on another tape, then I definitely did get burned. I'm going to go try a different tape in it. So here it's playing a tape recorded on my old DCR VX1000 down at the Vancouver Aquarium. I'll let this tape play and see if this one cuts out. I think the other tape, this one here has got a bunch of damaged sections. That's why it's a spliced test tape. It's actually been broken and spliced a couple times. So it has a fair bit of damage, because this is what goes into people's cameras when I'm testing them, and it gets chewed up. But I think this machine is probably okay. And hey, it's a winner. For what I paid for this, just to have a machine that the FireWire outworks, because that's all we care about. We don't care about anything else. The analog outputs was icing on the cake, but not something that would ever get used. Because this is a machine I would haul out when I've got some transfers to do, set it up on the desk, plug it in to the capture card, and go. Or plug it into DVD and go to DVD. So I think I'm going to just leave it at this point. Maybe sometime when I've got nothing else better to do and I really feel like digging down deep to see why the video outboard is not working properly. Certainly the transport is. Cat's coming in to visit me. But as you can see, it's playing perfect. So I guess I didn't get burned as bad as I initially thought I did. Cat's looking at the fish and getting excited. I say goodbye to the cat. Yeah, it's playing good. Let's see how the other features work on here. Let's see here. How does this work? Search forward. Yeah. Search reverse. Yeah. Play. Pause. It's got single frame. Woohoo. Forward and backwards. Yeah, I think I did okay. Alright, I think I'm going to end it now. Sorry if you guys thought I was going to do some bit chasing on this one. You know, I would have spent more time trying to track down problems if the FireWire didn't work. But the fact that the FireWire works and it works flawlessly, I don't want to risk doing any damage on a machine that I'm unfamiliar with. As long as it's got a feature that I'm going to use, and I'm not going to use the analog outputs, I'm fine. I bet if I hooked up cable to this and made a recording, I could actually output it and go through the DVD recorder and see it. It should stream out from this when I'm on a tuner input as well. I should hook that up and try it, but I bet it will take the analog signal and turn it into a digital signal, and we'll be able to see it through the FireWire. It doesn't give me a live output from the DV in out port on the front from the tuner, although I know it's recording. I can see it on the meters, so I'm just doing a little recording on another tape here. And when I play it back, I should see what I just recorded, which I did. This is just a so it records analog inputs, no problem. It'll also, I'm sure, record from a DV input. If I wanted to make a copy of a tape, it would record from DV, and it outputs DV. It's just the analog board. So maybe I'll do some research and see if I can figure out what's going on with that. But for now, I think I'm going to call it a day, because I think I got a winner here. And for what I paid for it, I'm not going to lose any sleep. Let's put it that way. Thanks for watching.